This is Grapplers Talk.
What is up, everybody?
How's it going, everyone? This is Grapplers Talk.
Chris has been on me about recording an episode here, and I'm glad everyone's joining us from all over the internet, from Instagram, from Facebook, from YouTube. Don't forget to like us on all of those platforms. Like and follow Grapplers Talk.
Yes.
This is episode 1, man. Welcome.
Episode 1, kicking it off. I'm excited.
So I thought it would be a good idea as a podcast and to kind of lay out our mission for our listeners, you know, so they understand why we're doing this, what's the whole mission behind it, and what's, you know, what are we trying to get out of it? And really, I love being a part of this, dude. This is something that's been growing in us for quite some time.
Yeah, absolutely. We've talked about this for a long time.
Yeah.
And you know, it's something that's exciting because it's gonna allow us to give exposure to our local competitors, you know, on any scale that we can get them out there and make them aware, make people aware of all the local talent. You know? There's so much rich jiu-jitsu around here, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot of good academies, you know, multiple academies around that are just blowing up, you know. Your gym Strive, they've been growing and growing and growing, and you know, you got Stockton Jiu-Jitsu Academy, you got Buffalo Black, you got Grappling Arts of Stockton, you got Effective Arts Jiu-Jitsu coming soon, baby.
That's right. Yeah.
So, I mean, I got so many Instagrams now, man. How many Instagrams do you got?
One. Just the one.
I feel like that's normal. I have too many.
Well, I mean, you know, you're the man to keep up with that, you know?
I guess so, man. Like sometimes I get lost in Instagram trying to figure out where I'm trying to navigate to. I want to see the grappling post. I want to see the jiu-jitsu post.
Yeah.
But I'm on the wrong Instagram, you know? Like so it's interesting, but I'm glad we're finally doing this.
Yeah.
We have been working hard. A lot of people have asked me about our logo and said, why does it say established in 2022?
Yeah. Well, you know, that's when we originally started talking about this, and you know, it took a while to put into fruition, but I mean, those original ideas that we had, I mean, we
still followed them.
Yeah, we picked up right where we left off, you know, when we took that break in trying to get this going. Like it literally picked up right where we left off, you know. You still had our logo ready to go. It was just a matter of kicking it off and getting out there, and going to these local events has been helping. You know, we want to let everybody know we're here, and
that's something that kind of, like, I don't know, it grew in me. Like I don't know how this idea all came together, but I wanted to not only do a podcast where we cover grappling, we talk mainly about, you know, the arts of grappling, jiu-jitsu, judo, wrestling, and those particular arts, but I really wanted to go to events and get out in the community and draw exposure to a lot of these young guys. They compete every fucking weekend.
Yeah.
These guys
are savages.
Dude,
nowadays.
They're like blue belts, but they train and they roll like black belts.
Yeah.
You know,
they're always a tough roll.
Yeah. There's and so I'm trying to expose those guys, and you know, they work hard, and a lot of times they're paying to be in these competitions, or they're paying to be out there.
Or just the time to train, you know, it takes a lot of time. I mean, these guys, like you said, are training multiple times a day, and you know, it's a hard thing to do. Some of these guys have jobs too.
Yeah,
you know, they're doing this, and then they're taking that extra time and sacrificing that time, and I think it needs to be appreciated.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
100%.
These guys are putting on great shows for us. Matthias and Richard. Dude, that match was fire. I need another one.
They could easily sold that match on Flow Grappling and charge a shitload of money because it was a great match. Regardless what belt, I don't care how old they were, what color their belt was.
Yeah.
That match was amazing to watch.
Arte Suave really did put on a great show. Like, that was just a fire card from top to bottom. And that just, man, that match. I need another one, though. Yeah. I need to see them again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I could see those guys competing 10 times. You know, by the time they get to black belt,
they're both hungry, and they're both really tough rolls, man.
Dude. I don't want nothing to do with either one of those guys, man. They're so young and athletic and shit, man. Like,
strong, dude. Deceptively strong. I'll tell you that.
Yes. That was a great match, though. And we've got to cover some great events. We got to go to the Grappling X event and get to know the promoters out there.
Yeah.
We also
awesome.
went to IBJJF and checked out the Sacramento Open. That was another good one.
Yeah, that was cool. Got a chance to connect with someone from the Pacific Northwest who knew Kenny.
Yeah.
Stephen Galvez.
Very cool.
He's got his own academy up there, so it's pretty cool to be able to talk to him. You know, he's a new black belt, and see a lot of the guys come. Like, he traveled all the way down here, and he travels a lot.
How far did he come from?
He's from up in Washington.
Okay.
Not sure what city, but
It was crazy to me, like how many people spoke Portuguese at that event. Like, dude,
yeah.
I felt like I was a foreigner being there. You know, I didn't understand half of the conversations that were going on around the mats or on the mats.
dude. So my wife and I, as you know, we went to Nogi Worlds this year just as spectators, and when we came and went to this one, she was like, "It's just a mini version of World." And I said, "Yeah, like it really was the way they set it up." But I mean,
less attractions, you know.
but it was a good time though. It was fun.
Yeah, and covering these events, man, they've really been able to, you know, I've been able to see a lot more talent out there and get to talk to these young guys and hear about their training regimens and different things like that, dude. It's incredible, man. Grappling's bigger than it's ever been right now. Like, I think of where it was when I first started in 2005.
Yeah.
Right? And there was like one or two gyms in town.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, no one got along, so you couldn't go cross train. You had to pick one.
Yeah.
You wanted to train with the most legit guys you could find, right?
Yeah.
And black belts were hard to come by. There weren't many of them around, you know,
That's
if
true.
any. There were none originally in town, and then that started to grow and develop. But now, I mean, I think for being a small town of Stockton, I think we have like probably 40 to 50 black belts in town.
Yeah, no, it's grown immensely around here, and you know, in Sacramento too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Sacramento's booming
Right.
with jiu-jitsu right now.
Sacramento's huge, man.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a big city, and there's tons of jiu-jitsu on every corner.
There's great academies. Precision is
Right.
just a great academy.
Right.
You know, I mean,
Master Chad.
yeah, dude, that guy's he's
He's
awesome,
an animal,
dude.
huh?
Yeah,
I've never rolled with him, or I don't know him personally or anything, but he seems pretty legit.
I'd
man.
like
I've
to
seen his
say I
coaching.
rolled with him, but I feel like more he let me do things.
He folded your
Yeah,
gi for
dude,
you with you in it.
He's incredible, man. And there's a reason. I mean, he's
Yeah.
a reason why he's won his titles. You know,
Right.
he's won worlds and stuff. He knows his stuff. He's legit.
Yeah. It's crazy, dude. You roll with someone like that, you know, like I rolled with Andre DeFrias, you know, and he's a like world champion.
Big guy too.
And big guy,
Big
dude.
guy,
And
yeah.
like when you're rolling with those guys that are on that next level, you're like, fuck, man. It doesn't matter how many years you got in or how much knowledge you think you have.
Yeah.
You get humbled real quick. You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I get humbled every time, you know, I roll with Coach Manny, you know.
Yeah.
Like, it's just always a slow and somber ride home, so to speak. You know, I'm always sitting there thinking about, man, what did I do wrong?
I just like, man, I've always felt that, you know. I remember being a younger belt, and I'd go home from practice every single night, and I started when I was in high school, so I lived with my parents. So I'd come home, and my parents would be like, "Hey, did you get anybody? Did you tap anybody?"
Yeah.
And I remember, like, for like, dude, it was like 6 months, maybe a year, bro. It was like, no,
No,
not
yet.
like, they're all purple belts.
Yeah.
They're all like high level, and now they all run gyms in town. But
Yeah. You're fighting to survive.
yeah, bro.
Every
It
day.
was like, no, these guys are cops and highly trained.
But you
tactical.
came back.
I came back,
But you
dude.
came back.
That's what made me different. I think that's why I kind of gained some of the respect from those guys, is because like they beat the shit out of me,
Yeah.
like for a long time, and I just kept coming back.
Yeah.
I remember I'd come home, I'd fucking take an Epsom salt bath to try to loosen everything.
Where'd you
up.
start?
Shingu Fighter.
Where at? Tell everybody.
So back in the day, when I first went to him, he was on California Street in downtown Stockton.
Okay.
That was probably the roughest gym, dude. It was like crackheads outside, green mats, real stuffy. It smelled like a gym locker room in there, dude. It was, I mean, it would fog up in there, dude, and be so
The
intense.
typical old school gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's where I first started. And then I kind of dabbled in it for a little bit there. And then, of course, school and things like that happened. Well,
Right.
that was my junior year. Well, senior year comes around, and it was time to do senior projects. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to do mine on jiu-jitsu, you know, and I'll go train with Sensei Eric. And then so when I went to set up the training, somebody told me, well, he's not there anymore. He moved locations. So went to his new location in Lodi. And then about that time, he was kind of in between places, and he was opening up the Stockton Academy.
Okay.
And that was about 2006, maybe 2007 when he opened up the Stockton school.
Yeah.
And dude, we put together a fight team. Our fight team was undefeated for quite a while.
What year was the location over there off Pacific?
Off Pacific was probably 06, 07.
Okay.
Yeah. That was about the time I remember them moving over there.
Okay.
And the downside was I was supposed to train with him, and I injured my shoulder. And so I had to have shoulder surgery in high school. I was down for several months, had to do a bunch of therapy to get back. Didn't want to rush it back too soon. Finally, I did come back, and, you know, kept training. And then I was trying to pursue the MMA stuff a little bit more. But obviously, when you go through like shoulder injuries, like right off the bat, like to pursue the MMA side of it and to really try to have a career, it's not that feasible.
Yeah.
You know, like this maybe for some of these young guys nowadays, but even for me, they were like, dude, once I dislocated my shoulder, the doctor said you have a 90% chance of doing this again.
Damn.
Like if you don't have surgery.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, fuck, what does surgery reduce it to? And they're like, still you're at like 50%.
Yeah.
But it's better than 90. And I'm like, God damn, like.
But either way, you're screwed. It seems like, you know.
So looking back, like, you know, I probably should have left the MMA stuff behind and really pursued jiu-jitsu, you know, fully. But, you know, things happen. When you're young, you know, you don't think about that. I was like 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
You know, UFC was huge at the time. You know, Ultimate Fighter 1, Ultimate Fighter 2 just kicked.
Yeah.
I think Bobby was fighting when Nate was on Ultimate Fighter, 3 or 4? Bobby Curley, was fighting at the arena back then.
Yeah.
Pro.
I remember going to one of those.
They didn't have amateur fights back then.
No.
Like, there was no amateur circuits. People had smokers.
I was going to say, they had smokers.
Yeah,
you know.
backyard fights or gym fights, but, like, there was no amateur records. And,
right. Well, there was no amateur sanction either.
No. Camo wasn't around yet.
Yeah.
So, you just went pro.
Yeah.
You know, you paid the money, you got the medicals done, you got some sponsors, and you went pro. Like,
yeah.
So, I mean, I look back, dude, and Bobby wasn't making shit on those fights, but man, was it cool to go to and say that we were that young, you know, staying in hotels, fucking for MMA fights, and fuck, dude, we had some good times.
Good stuff. Yeah.
What about you? Let's hear your story.
Well, I started wrestling in high school. Moved on to Delta for a little bit. Didn't quite have the grades. Wasn't really a state caliber wrestler at Delta either. So once wrestling was over there, went down with Bobby Curley because I wrestled with him. He wrestled at Delta with me. That's how I met him, me and Kenny Keller. And after wrestling, he's like, hey, come train with me. Train jiu-jitsu. I'm like, what's that? And he's like, come on, I'll show you. It's kind of like wrestling. A little bit. I'm like, okay, let's go. You know, there was no wrestling around really at the time unless you were involved in USA Wrestling and all that. So go down to Shingu Fighter. That's where you are. That's where I meet you.
Yeah.
And trained there for a couple months, I think.
Yeah.
In the summer.
Like a summer.
Yeah, I got, just a little bit of the basics down. And then when I moved to Modesto, actually back to Ripon, I'm sorry. I went to Modesto and went to Ultimate Athlete. Ultimate Athlete in Modesto under, at the time was John Apodaca was a purple belt there. And then...
See, you were training under a purple belt?
Yeah, Alex Perez.
See, it was hard to find black belts, man.
They were real close to brown.
What year is this, 08?
07. I think it was 07. About 2007, because it was right after Delta. So I'm training there and trained there for a little while, at least a year or two, kind of on and off. Did a little bit of the pancreation stuff at Fat Cat. I don't remember if you remember that.
Yeah, I do. I remember when you were doing that.
Yeah, and then after that location, I ended up going to Modesto Power under Chewy Ibarra. Trained there for quite a while. Did some MMA training under Mike Pop. He came up from Fresno and trained us there in Muay Thai and MMA. And then just did a lot of the jiu-jitsu there. Moved on to Manteca, where I went to Gracie Fighter Manteca under Darren Cooley.
Yeah.
Friends with Sean Cerveny and everything there. And
Cooley's
trained
a
with
good
them
guy.
Yeah.
Cooley's
oh, yeah, dude.
OG.
The Wizard.
Yeah.
And trained there for a little bit with them.
He was
Learned
back
quite
with
a bit
back
there.
in the day. Sorry to cut you off. Back in the day, he was at Diaz for
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah. He got the name Whitey from Nate.
Yeah.
From wearing a white T-shirt or something. I don't know the whole story, but
Yeah.
so trained there for a little while. Learned a lot of different leg locks there. That's where my leg lock game kind of started. You know, I never really did that before there. Being a Gracie Fighter Academy, you can imagine they're about their leg locks.
Yeah.
And I remember one time in specific, Victor Galdon came down, and he showed me.
Sav Jiu-Jitsu.
Dude, yeah.
Gracie Fighter Stockton.
The guy is Sav, dude. His leg lock game, dude. Plus he's a Sambo, you know. Dude, the guy's a savage.
Yeah.
So anyways, he showed me one thing once or twice down there, but then ended up moving to Lodi. And now I train at Strive Academy, as you know, under Manny Rocha. And, dude, I love everywhere I've trained, but I feel like under Manny, like I really blossomed. I really like grown.
Well, you found a home, you know.
Yeah.
Like, it was always like you were just trying to find jiu-jitsu, and then like now you really have a good home. Like,
Yeah. And
the whole family's training there.
Right.
You know,
and
it's
to be
different.
fair, like I've dedicated a lot more time now. Like when
Right,
I was
right.
younger, I would be dumb and
Stupid.
just go drink rather
Yeah.
do that instead of go train because, you know, I want to take a day off, whatever. You know, I didn't train hard back then like I should have.
Yeah.
But today, now I dedicate a lot more time to it, and it's a lot easier with my family involved in it for sure. But, you know, Coach Manny really makes it real fun to keep coming back. I mean,
He's a good coach, man.
Dude, like the way he teaches just makes sense to me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It just makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So,
No, and
Yeah.
that's the thing about jiu-jitsu and why I feel like for Stockton being a small town, there's a lot of jiu-jitsu in town, but
Yeah,
in
and it's
all
all
honesty,
good
dude,
jiu-jitsu,
but
dude.
it's all good jiu-jitsu, and there's so many different types of learners and
Mm-hmm.
people that learn from different personalities and stuff, and
Yeah.
and that's what it's about, you know. Not everyone's going to be able to train and learn the most from certain people, you know,
Yeah.
like, and that's no disrespect to anybody. That's just they're
no,
just
I
different.
learned a lot at every academy I
Yeah.
was at, and I, appreciate the hell out
Right.
of each one of them.
But you're going to find somebody that you really mesh with.
Right,
Right.
exactly.
And you're
And that's
gonna
like where
kick
I'm
it
at with
off.
Strive is like,
Yeah.
that's home, like you said. Like,
Right.
I don't want to go anywhere else.
Yeah. And dude, you've competed quite a bit being at Strive, especially over the past couple
More
of years.
there than anywhere else.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. You've done well too. Like, I mean,
yeah.
you've had ups and downs,
ups and
but
downs for sure. But, I recently got injured, both my knees, but they're feeling a lot better. I'm just sticking to the gi right now, which
Yeah.
is awesome. And so I think,
slow down the game a little bit, right?
Yeah,
Less
well,
slippery.
and then less chance of people going for leg locks,
Right.
especially at purple belt, like they'll just do knee bars and straight ankles in the gi,
Right.
right? So, that's kind of my focus this year is also I wanted to grow my game in the gi too. So,
Yeah. And,
so-
and it's good for you to evolve too. Like, I always say, like, you can't go through the belts in jiu-jitsu
yeah.
unless you put the gi on at some point. I
No,
mean,
you're right.
like, you got to know the gi game.
I think
you
it's
know?
important as hell to do
Yeah.
both.
You have to do
You know,
both.
yeah,
Like,
I
and,
do.
And I've always hated on the no gi side. It's not my thing as much as I like the gi.
Yeah.
But recently, going back and opening up my no gi classes and stuff, it's gotten me back into it to where I'm like, okay, I remember this.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and there's a lot more
'Cause
little
you haven't-
slick moves, dude.
You've been
and
training strictly gi for a
long
couple
time.
years now,
Yeah,
right?
for a
2-3
long
years
time.
now.
Oh, maybe 7 or 8. Like,
Oh my gosh, bro!
But I mean,
Surprised your rash guard fits you.
yeah, no, all my rash guards are super old. Like, luckily, I have a sponsor out there that sponsored my podcast, Retro Grappler. They sent me a
nice.
podcast. They sent me a rash guard,
Okay.
and so I got that one. That's my most current one.
Oh my God.
I'm like, I
That's
don't have
funny.
too many, but getting back into the no-gi game, man. Like, no-gi's fire, dude. But like, I don't know. I feel like where I'm at in my jiu-jitsu journey, like I
Yeah.
appreciate the gi, and that's really
Dude,
where
yeah.
I elevate and I love,
I love training both. I just, like you said, slowing it down until I heal completely is
Yeah.
the only reason I'm kind of not doing no-gi, but I get the itch to go.
Yeah.
Trust me, like, I have to talk myself out of it because I know if I do, I'm probably going to hurt
Yeah.
a little bit more than in the gi. You know what I mean?
Right. Nogi's always wild, man.
Yeah. But
You get those killers in the Nogi, man. They're all
Yeah.
amped up on flow grappling and Mountain Dew,
Them
like
young
the
kids,
hillbilly
dude.
hammer, you know. And
bro, Jackson Steele at my academy. You know
Yeah,
Jackson?
yeah, I know
Dude,
Jackson.
He's a firecracker, dude. He's
yeah,
strong.
little guy, man, but
He's
he
strong though,
can
bro.
go, dude.
Yeah, he's savage
Yeah.
too, dude. And he trains so hard, dude.
He got down, bro. Like he's just like boom, boom, boom. You know, like
dude, I love his pace, man.
Yeah.
It keeps me going fast too. You know, it keeps me from just taking a break in certain
Yeah.
positions. You know, so I like rolling with him a lot.
And then you got guys like Isaac too over there, man.
Oh,
I
dude,
mean,
Isaac
the
DeJesus.
beast, bro.
Come on, man. That guy, he's.
Bro, the juice.
I don't know why. I swear to God, at the port where
OG
he does,
in
is
Stockton
he
MMA
pulls everything
too.
out. They don't need a crane because they got Isaac DeJesus. That dude is super strong, man. When he grabs you, he grabs you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Oh yeah. Superhuman strength, man.
Yeah, dude. Breaking a grip from him is not easy.
He's been a good friend, man, for many, many years.
He's such a good dude, bro.
Dude, the best. Like,
Yeah.
he really is. Like, he's so down, and his humor, and
Yeah.
you know, like he was a part of a podcast we did a while back, and having him on board, man, his little one-liners here and there, dude.
We'll have to get him
I
on
listen
here.
to him, man. And I'm like just cracking up all the time, man.
yeah,
He's such
dude.
a beast.
Yeah, he's hurt too, man. He hurt his knee.
Yeah,
Popped
that's
his
what
knee,
happens, man.
came back, tried to come back one day and popped it again. So
Yeah, knee injuries are really prevalent in jiu-jitsu, man. They happen.
Yeah.
Meredith got one, and you've had a few over the past couple years. A few little
Yeah.
knee things pop
2
out.
or 3.
My guy blew his ACL in practice. You know?
I tore. Well, I don't know if I tore anything. I didn't really get an MRI, but I hurt my knee.
Yeah.
The couple of days before that baddest blue tournament
you
I
had
was
to
supposed to
pull.
do.
Yeah.
I was so mad. There's
Yeah.
a lot of good competition there. Guys from Colorado and stuff. Those guys are savage
Yeah.
out there too, man.
Yeah, he
What's
used
his
to
name?
train with
You said you knew him or
oh,
knew his
man,
buddy.
Logan.
Yeah. but what was his buddy's name? The
I
guy
don't-
who won it.
I don't know his buddy.
They're both
but
savage,
I knew,
man.
Logan used to train karate with Rodney a little bit. You
Out
know?
here in
Yeah,
Stockton?
when Rodney was still alive,
Okay.
dude, he would go in, and we had a guy, Jeff, there. And Jeff would bring him in, and they were buddies. And Jeff was doing the whole like amateur MMA thing.
Oh,
And so Logan would come in, dude, and he didn't know shit at the time, bro. He didn't know how to.
he's pretty jacked.
He
too.
didn't know how to fucking throw a kick. He didn't know shit, bro. Like, and dude, I saw that guy within a year. I mean, he learned how to kick. He learned how to punch. He
I
went and
think it
trained with
was
Nick
down
and Nate.
to him and his buddy in the finals, if I remember right,
Dude,
too.
yeah, it was him and his
Yeah.
buddy in the finals.
They came here and just kind of cleaned
He beat
house.
Mateus in the fucking match, dude. They had like match
Yeah.
of the year, bro. It was incredible. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I figured they would meet up at some point, and they met up in that match, and it was
Hey,
just
but
insane.
Mateus has only been training 4 years, bro.
Bro, yeah, for
That's
4
insane.
years, that kid is insane.
He's yeah, dude.
Yeah, he's got nothing but the sky's the limit for him. you
So
know?
much
Like,
potential.
He's got
he's
so
tapping
much.
into right now, and I love it. I love watching his growth.
He's
dude.
competing a lot, dude. I've noticed
Yeah.
he's doing like a 210-pound match for Art Suave.
Yeah, dude.
And,
he does not care.
Yeah, man. He did the IBJJF Open.
But I love that mentality, dude. Like he's
tough.
going in there just doing just like jiu-jitsu. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like that's what we're doing. We're
Yeah.
here to try to beat anybody. It doesn't matter their size, right?
Right. And that's the whole point of jiu-jitsu.
Right,
Right?
yeah.
You look back to the Hoist Gracie and the Gracie tradition, size doesn't affect shit, right?
Yeah.
Helio was a small guy.
Yeah.
On the
exactly.
Helio side, you know, the Carlos side, man, they're a bunch of beasts, the top pressure
little
game,
thicker.
you know, a little thicker guys.
So, hey, I got a question for you.
Let's hear it.
Coming up, March 9th is the Arte Suave.
Yes.
This Saturday.
Yes.
Have you seen any of the matches coming up? Have you looked into it?
I have not. I've seen some of them posted, but I don't know many of the people.
Okay.
Like I've looked into them, but like a few of the guys I know, but not many.
Yeah. I haven't seen the whole list, but You know, I do know that of Stockton Jiu-Jitsu Academy, I think one of our sponsored athletes, Big Head, his daughter, I think, is competing, right?
Yeah. Lily.
Yes, Lily, that's right, yeah. So,
shout out to her.
Shout out to both of them.
Yeah. And Mateus has that big match on that card, I believe.
That's right. Yeah.
So, I mean, dude, there's so many good events coming up, so much good jiu-jitsu. We still got BJJ Tour, I think, going on, like the U.S. Open, all those tournaments that we haven't even tapped into yet.
And that's all the local stuff, man. We got ADCC trials coming up.
Yeah, man.
We got
Worlds,
March 30th?
Worlds in June. That we got to cover. So, I mean, there's a lot of good jiu-jitsu, and you're going to see us at it all. You know, we do have shirts available for everyone, by the way. We have mediums and larges and extra larges. But hit us up, get a shirt. We'll hook you guys up. They're awesome. Thanks to our people out there at Creative Vision Printing for helping us out with those.
Absolutely. Thank
Lynn, you're a savage. We love you. We appreciate you.
Shirts look amazing.
Yes,
Love
sir.
them.
So, but
you.
yeah, I figured we'd get on the air. We'd do a little bit of, you know, talking about all this stuff and make sure that like people know why we're doing this.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
let's let everybody know too. You know, we're gonna be having some guests on, local black belts around the area, and we just want to kind of get to know them a little better. You know, get to hear their side of jiu-jitsu, how they started, and what drives them to continue going, and just so we can understand each other. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all a family in this jiu-jitsu thing.
Right.
You
Right. And we will be adding more to the podcast as far as we're going to be doing video episodes down the road. This one's obviously just an audio only, just to lay out our vision, our plan for you guys. But we will have video episodes down the road. We got tons of stuff planned for you. This is going to be a wild ride, man, but it's something I'm excited about, and I hope you guys enjoy along the way. I know you guys will enjoy along the way, actually.
If you plan on going to any of these upcoming events, shout out to us. Let us know. Meet up with us.
Yeah, we want to link up.
Pictures.
We might be at the
videos.
We might be linking up with the Backwoods BJJ retreat guys.
That's right.
At some point, I don't know if we're going to do the next one, but we're definitely going to be trying to be out there in the community. You're going to be seeing us.
I think Black Belt Alika Foster has something going on with Backwoods as well coming up.
Okay.
Look into that. I think that they're going to be linking up and having a weekend too with him teaching, I think.
Yeah, and he does open mats all the time, and he's been hitting us up. So we're trying to link up and be out there in the community for you guys, so you guys could get to know us. We can do this together by spreading awareness to jiu-jitsu. And who doesn't love not just jiu-jitsu, but grappling as a whole, you know?
Right.
Who doesn't love going to wrestling tournaments and everyone out there, those kids wrestling their hearts out?
Yeah.
You know, who doesn't want to see that kind of stuff, man?
Oh, yeah. And a lot of those guys turned into the next generation of the big grapplers, man, you know? I mean, look at how many guys have been from California and have made it into Olympic trials or anything like that. I mean, you know, in the wrestling side, you know, we have such a stout grappling community around here.
Yeah.
It's time people find out who California is.
Yeah.
More so Northern California, but all of California. We love you all, you know.
But not just California, bro. Everywhere, man. Let's turn this shit fucking nationwide, man. Let's make sure we're spreading the art of grappling to everybody because, dude, it helps everyone, man.
Yeah.
It helps people's mental health. It helps their attitudes. It helps their daily function.
That's right.
Helps their physical confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it gives you everything you need in the
wrong
training
thing,
room. Right?
That's the wrong sponsor, bud. No, but yeah, everybody, stay tuned with us. We're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff coming up. I will be at the Arte Suave event this weekend, March 9th. If you want to come say hi, come say hi. Let's do a video. Let's talk. Let's chat. Let's take some pictures. Let's have a good time, all right? Come on over and see me.
Just you.
Just me.
Just you.
You're not going to be there,
I might be
right?
there, man. I might make a surprise appearance. I might show up. Where's it at? Sacramento?
Oh, my God.
We're going, baby.
I'm going. I'll be there.
You're going to be there.
I'm going
Who
to be
you
there.
supporting this weekend?
I am supporting my boy Jackson Steele. Ooh, ooh.
Oh, Jackson's on the card. Okay.
And Meredith Rocha. She's in the Brown Belt BMF tournament this weekend. Looks like it's going to be a tough tournament.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm excited to see both of them compete, but I'm excited for the other matches too, man. Arte Suave puts on such a good show every time. They know how to match people up pretty well, dude.
They do got a good they got a good system down.
Yeah, absolutely. And they cover a lot of area too, you know? They're going down to Arizona now, San Diego, so
all the way up the shaft of California.
So I'll be there this weekend. Come on, say hi, and let's have some fun.
Yeah. And don't forget, again, like us on Instagram, like us on YouTube. We're everywhere, man. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Check us out. Tell your friends about us. Don't forget, tell everybody Grapplers Talk sent you. Thank you, everyone. I'm Dave.
I'm Chris.
We're out.
This is Grapplers Talk.